without being ready. Press live without being ready, which sounds pretty normal. Oh, good morning. This weekend, I've got the right weekend. Last weekend, I came on here and I thought last weekend was this weekend. So this weekend is the right weekend that I should be on here. Last weekend was a little additional, let's say, little additional bonus. And I don't know where I was with my brain. I was thinking it was June and it was May and now it is June. So now I'm here and I'm supposed to be here. So welcome to everyone joining me. It is a sunny morning from Leighton. Hello. It is a sunny morning in London. Hello from Medway. Good morning. Lovely to see everybody. Good morning, sunny, warm and cheerful. Northwest London. Oh, that's nice. It's a little not as warm as yesterday, I've noticed. So yeah, double stall surgery. I don't know, there's a lot of noise in the background. You have to excuse us. We're crunching bags, waiting for Ocado. Morning, hello from Paris. Oh, I love Paris. I haven't been to Paris for so long. So I want to go to Paris. Monkey. Week 2, yes, 2 weeks in a row. Crazy, hey? Last week I got my whole dates messed up. I thought I was going into meetings that weren't around. I don't know what was going on. You're in India. Oh, amazing. Love India. Welcome to everyone who's joining us. I would say there's lots to share this weekend. We have launched a whole load of new products on site, like voila! Love all of these platters and they come supersized. And welcome to everyone joining. Voila! Of this little LED. Which, look, let's show you what I do. I just pop it on this tray here. Oh, so sweet. Just kind of enlivens up lots of little nooks. So, Tons Landing. Also, crazily enough for us and the business, Autumn Winter's Landing. So, Autumn Winter's Landing, Spring Summer's Landing, beginning to shoot for Autumn Winter. I can't bear that. I can't bear it. We're beginning to shoot for Autumn Winter. Morning from Ontario, Canada. You are up early. Good morning. Yeah, so it's very, hi from Italy. Hello. So it's very it's really weird when you're in this game. Overcast. Oh, is it overcast? We've got sun here, which is actually really nice. It's a little bit weird, this business, because you're constantly not in the moment that you're in. So yeah, I think we begin shooting really soon for autumn winter, which is very crazy, considering we are only just hitting summer. This shirt is from COS. It's from COS. And I took it with me to, where did I come back from? India, actually, which is really warm and steamy. I think it's 40 degrees. And it's one of those that you can sort of if you're busy, and I think we were doing factory and a load of other stuff, and then you can go straight to sort of supper. So it wasn't, anyway, I thought it's sort of one of those t-shirts that you can more or less wear with anything, I think, which is quite nice. Mungo is literally sitting here waiting for me to feed him. He's you're an hour early, monkey. Can't feed you at 11. So there's lots of newness happening on site. It's the last day of our sale today also, which is super scary. I don't know where that's gone. Good to see you. Thank you. Good to see you. When I was editing magazines, Christmas in July. It's so weird. Yeah, Christmas is in July, always. All the press shows happened in July. We are back in the States in July, launching all autumn winter to everyone, to all our retailers. And so, yeah, I think at the end of this month, I'm literally on a plane launching autumn winter to America. Paint question. We are moving and gutted that I can't buy smudge paint for my new lounge, which is what I have now. Can you suggest similar? Yes, you can't buy any of our old paints, I'm afraid, because the factory that made them stopped making them unexpectedly with no warning, and now we have new paints, but they are completely different ingredients and they can't be matched. And I didn't want to match them because I thought it would cause lots of problems. Not that I didn't want to match them, I couldn't match them. So they wouldn't give me the ingredients, the old factory, and I just thought it would be a disaster for everybody if I tried to match them. So I haven't got an exact colour, I have to say, like smudge. Sea Botanic is just a bit greener. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, they're a little bit greener than Smudge, which was like a brownie green. So I haven't. You might have to decide whether to go more brownie. Like this is a really beautiful colour, which is Golden Sky. That's a really nice colour. Or a little bit more greeny, depending on where you sit on the wheel. So you might want to be brownier or greener. It's kind of really up to you. But it was a really tough decision, but because I couldn't get the ingredients, we literally couldn't emulate them. And I just thought in terms of touching up and all of that side of things, it would cause people a lot of anxiety when things don't exactly match. So that's why they're not the same, and it's a completely new collection. And also there's a lot more in this collection than there was in the last collection. Golden Sky is a really beautiful hue. Now it changes kind of depending on where I put it. So look. I mean, it just literally changes, so it's lovely. I adore your large lamp with swishy reeds on the shade. No, the supplier has gone under, so we can't do anything about it, unfortunately, and we can't restock it because it wasn't one of ours, it's one of theirs. Would you paint a room green? I've got Madison Grey behind me, which has got green undertones, so I wouldn't go full green, but I do love green. And I think if you go, for me, obviously it's so personal. It's so personal. I tend to go towards the darker side of the colour spectrum than the lighter green. So if I was going green, I would go like this green or this green. Dakota Mountain or Kelp. You know, they're really quite dark. So when you do that, they go quite dark and inky, which is quite lovely. But obviously colour is incredibly personal and so up to you. It's a really personal colour. But I tend to veer towards colours that are slightly on the darker side. Do you have any retailers in New Zealand? We don't, I'm afraid. We don't have any retailers in New Zealand. We can't keep up with the demand in America. It's really impossible to expand because America has just done such incredible things for our brand that you can sort of, it's kind of a difficult one because you want to, you know, you enter a new market, which we did last year in America, and obviously we didn't know how it would go, and you're like, oh, that was really great, and maybe we should enter other markets, but I just feel that we need to not, because we can't really fulfill everything now, and it's crazy. So even though it's more even though it feels like a really good idea, I also have to think about me and the time I spend traveling, which at the moment is, I worked it out the other day because I'm about to book long haul again, 8 long haul flights a year. And if we started doing Australian shows, because that's where the biggest trade shows are, it would just be, you know, I'd be moving to like 10 or 11 a year, and that's quite a lot. Is your lounge double height ceiling colour drenched? If not, would it look odd in white? It can never be white. I just can't do white ceilings, I'm afraid. I think I used to have white ceilings when I used to have white walls, and now when you have darker colours, you should never have a white ceiling because it literally brings that ceiling down and your eye goes to the ceiling, and your eye never wants to go to the ceiling. If your ceiling is painted the same colour as your walls, if your room is tiny, teeny tiny, or really super large, exactly the same principles arise. You're literally expanding horizons by painting it out the same colour as your walls. It literally is so game changing. And although it feels like it's one of the most radical things to ever do, paint a ceiling out the same colour as your walls, it's the most game changing. And I promise you no one notices. I held design classes here for years. And when everyone came in, they'd be like, oh, your house is so lovely and really beautiful and all the rest of it, which is amazing. And they're like, how do we achieve the look? And nobody even noticed the ceilings were painted. I mean, they did when I pointed it out, but nobody notices. It just goes away and it feels so sophisticated. And now it's called colour drenching. When I was doing it like 12, 14 years ago, it wasn't called colour drenching. It doesn't matter what you call it, but it is one of the most game-changing things that you can possibly do. Having a white ceiling with dark walls, I'd almost prefer you didn't even have dark walls because that contrast is not nice, I happen to think. And you concur, never having a white ceiling with dark walls, yeah, it's transformational. And I know it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Oh God, I've got to paint my wall out dark or whatever the colour of my ceiling is. It's the most under-considered component in the decorating puzzle, And it's the most amazing thing that you could do to your room. Paint it out the same colour as your walls. I promise you. It makes that ceiling look so much taller because you can't see where the walls end and the ceiling begins. And therefore, it's amazing in rooms with low ceilings, in rooms that are small, in rooms that are big. Any tips for painting UPVC window frames inside? Yes, you're about to love me because I am about to change your life. I was told about this because I don't have UPVC. Our house is 1840, the 1860, sorry, and the windows are original. So I didn't know, but so many people of this fabulous community, which is why I so love this fabulous community, told me about this product. It is called Zinser, spelt Zinser. Zinser. You get it from any DIY store. It's a primer that you will put on your UPVC windows and then you'll go over with a normal eggshell. Game changing, just changed your life. Honestly, game changing. With contemporary open concept homes, any suggestions for painting darker colours? So for me, I think I touched upon this recently actually. I've got like a fairly open plan room here, but do you see how it's kind of broken up by a beam? If your space is one big open plan space and it's not broken up by a beam, you don't have to, it's personal. In my humble opinion, you should paint it all out the same colour, unless you've got literal breaks in the space of which you can then change the colour. If you're changing the colour, like I have, you just need to keep to the same saturation point. That means the same depth of colour. So this is can you see in the corner of this pickly colour? It's very kind of pickly and toffee, and then it goes into that greeny Madison grey colour. So there's not a harsh junction between the two colours, which is why I'm so adverse to white ceilings, because it makes the biggest difference. So you stick to a depth of colour, and so let me show you with the paints. E.g., let's say you've painted your walls in this colour in your open plan space, and you've got a break like me with that beam here. I would never then do this, because do you see that contrast is not cool? You would rather more do, let's have a look at it here, this. Just cooler combos. They all blend, they're different colours, just cooler combos. So take that saturation level and carry on with that. Never ever white ceiling since 35 years. People can't understand me. I'm glad I found your account. I think the thing when you do things differently in design is, and this is human nature, people always say, no, that won't work. Even when they have no knowledge of design, they haven't studied a design school and they don't know what they're talking about. You wouldn't say it to a dentist or a doctor, you wouldn't say it to a garden designer, but you seem to want to say it to us. So totally ignore that, right? Because they're not trained in that field, and honestly, all the coolest interior designers do it, I promise you. Adore your style. Now looking at my awful white ceilings. Do not worry, you can start with one ceiling. I literally did, and once you've done it, literally it's game changing. The problem with paint choices, like painting ceiling, friends and decorators talk people out of it. I know, decorators will talk you out of it. Decorators don't have, I don't want to sound snooty here, but decorators want an easy life, and they're not necessarily doing it to make a room cooler. Our decorators came and said, this was before I had my own paint range, oh, you can't use Farrow & Ball, that's really crap paint, you should just use Dulux One Coat. And I was like, why? And then I thought, oh yeah, because it makes your life really easy. So just ignore decorators, just tell them to do what you say. And once you do it in one room, I swear, because I didn't start off going, right, every ceiling is going to be the same as every ceiling in this wall. I just did this ceiling, which is quite low beneath me, the same colour as the walls, and I couldn't believe what a game changer it was. I couldn't believe it. So then every ceiling changed. And you don't have to do it immediately, you just do it gradually. And honestly, particularly, think now, we're not even in the autumn months, but when you come into the autumn months and you've got your ceiling the same and you've got candlelight and it feels sophisticated, oh my God, people, you'll never leave. People will say, can you come to supper? And you'll be like me, no, sorry, can't. Don't want to leave my house. That's me, exactly. And everyone's like, oh, do you fancy going? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay in my house. Zinser Primer or Rust-Oleum, Oleum, UPVC. Thank you. Variety of colours and fabulous. That's amazing. Would you consider online workshops, print, decoration or business? I wish, but no, I can't. I haven't got the time. There's just one of me. And there's so much travel, and the American expansion is quite, I can't say a lot about it, but there's a lot of incredible things happening, and I just don't have the time. So I can't run design classes here anymore, and I can't run them online, and so no, Unfortunately, I can't. Zinza sounds really interesting. It so is. Listen to your own needs and style, not to people. I know. Listen, I get it because we're all a bit nervous, and painting is a big decision. Although it's one of the cheapest things that you can possibly do to your space because it literally affects the mood. If you get it wrong, it's horrible. And so I understand why people are a little bit nervous. But if you've gone to the trouble of doing the walls and you love that colour, take it to the paintwork, game-changing. Take it to the ceiling, even more game-changing. Room ceiling cornices sometimes, kind of never. Two points on that. If you have cornices, I think people think that they shouldn't be painted dark if you have a dark scheme because you kind of hide them. You're not hiding them, you're just embellishing them. And nobody comes in and sits here like this and goes, right, hold on, can you stop talking because I've got to sit here for 20 minutes and look at that cornicing. You don't even do that. You don't need to. Cornicing, I wouldn't put cornicing in if I didn't have it. I've got it because the house is really old. So in the lower ground, no cornicing. And then you should go up, more cornicing, and the skirting boards get super big. If you don't have it, I wouldn't bother. You don't need to if your walls go the same colour. Could you please share what coffee table you buy and where from? I only buy AA. So here is my coffee table. It is a Mendina. It's just come back in stock, actually, by popular... Do you want to go out, Monkey? By popular demand. And there's also a baby Mendina. So that's our coffee table. Sort of emulates stone and is oval and has a little... Let me just let Monkey out. Has a little brother. We have a bird family up there. And every day they sit... Let me come out with Monkey. Every day... They sit in this mimosa tree and they look at us. They're so sweet. And now, let me come back. I can't cut all of this down, which normally it wouldn't cover the windows, but the bird family live there. And they're so sweet. And yesterday I was thinking that they might like a takeout. So we're watching an awful movie. I can't even remember what it was, and I won't tell you. It's terrible, Graham suggested. And I thought they might like a Saturday takeout. So I got some sunflower seeds and I put them on a ceramic plate and put them on the coffee table outside to see if they'd want a Saturday night takeout. And they ignored them. They just ignored them. But they're robins and they're in and out of the nest all the time. And I was reading because we were going to trim it. And then I'm like, I'm sure you can't trim around nests. And you can't. So I don't know, this mother minute is going to get really crazy. Graham managed to get some really big shears and just take a little bit off, but I kind of need more off. But the bird family have now moved in, and they're having babies, so we have to look after them. I'm going to try again with the sunflower seeds. What would you change when you started your business? Oh, God, what would I change? Don't do it. That sounds really mean. I think I didn't realise. I came at my business from a very creative standpoint, just wanting to find and then design beautiful things. But I didn't realise the amount of work that takes. That's such a small now part of my life, the creative side, and running a business that is expanding and is becoming more of a beast and is in different territories around the world is, for someone who's not business trained, and suddenly having to find myself getting really savvy with spreadsheets and financing is huge. So I think I would tell myself, don't ever be, do you mind shutting the door, honey? Don't ever be quite as naive as I was, because the amount of work it takes that is never seen behind the scenes, and what goes into making the brand what the brand is unquantifiable. And you should never really go into a business unless you absolutely are passionate about it, because it takes over your life. You talk, you eat, you breathe. It invades late nights, it invades early mornings, it invades suppers, it invades weekends. Yesterday, 5:30, got up, ran to the store, picked up a load of stuff for filming, ran to Barra, in the car to Barra, talking about the business, because some things are happening, and it just goes on and on and on and on. So it's hard. I love it because it's my passion. If I didn't love it, it would really grind me down because it's so full on. It's so full on. I carried my dark paint up to just the corner and was amazed. Nice, nice, nice. Thank you for selling amazing large scale artwork. I haven't had the time to repaint, so I've covered my walls. Nice, we've got so many nice arts coming in. More game-changing decoration, except ceilings. Just bought a new place and ceiling is a bit textured. Would you recommend? I really wouldn't replaster. I really wouldn't. I've got that kind of, on one of the floors up here, what's it called? That pebbly Artex. Yeah. And I thought replastering, and because I've gone quite a mid to dark tone, it just goes away and you don't have to, it's a nut, like when you have a new place, there's so much to spend money on the nice things, cover it up and you won't see it, I promise. The wallpaper of my bedroom is a linen effect wallpaper. Would you paint the ceiling in a similar colour? Yes, would look amazing. I would totally do that. Are you ever going back to designing people's houses? No. I didn't enjoy that so much. I did it for very large number of years in America and over here, and I much prefer having no one tell me what to do other than, yeah, I had to, the business got to a stage where I was being pulled in a lot of different directions, and it was the least enjoyable part of my life, so I gave it up, and I've never looked back. Any new discoveries and tips health-wise? Any new discoveries and tips health-wise? Well, I'm still having my olive oil after I break my fast. I don't think I have got anything that's new health-wise. Still doing super healthy recipes, trying to make everything from scratch. Although actually today I'm making a, from Riverford, where I get my produce, they have really nice recipes, and I'm doing a carrot and harissa hummus to go on the seed bread that I make from Donna Hay. And I just have this Yucca app on my phone where you zap. And I'm trying, because I listened to the Zoe podcast about how a lot of foods are ultra processed when we don't really realize they are. So I was trying to make literally everything from scratch, and I make 95% of things from scratch. I never sort of buy something out of a packet, and like pestos I always make, and hummuses I always make, and I don't really I'm trying not to get anything out of a jar, but I thought, oh, this required harissa, and I had a jar of harissa, so I put it in, and then I zapped the harissa, and then it came up as poor, and I thought, oh bloody hell, even harissa I've now got to make. So it's really interesting on Zoe, if you listen to it, their latest podcast is even things that you don't realise are bad for you, like jarred things are bad for you. So it's like, oh God, now I've got to make harissa. When is your end of June? How do you transform a new build? I want you to not think of it like that, right? A new build is just as beautiful as an old build. You just need to think, anyone, whether they live in an old house and a new house, whether they live in the North Pole or whether they live in Australia, you just need to think, how do I make a house a home and create a space I never want to leave? So when people call me up and go, will you come out? You're like, no thanks. So many pointers. So these are kind of my top 5 pointers, right? Working out what colour is going on your walls and ceilings, number 1 game changer. I would tend to steer you, whether you go light or dark, I don't mind, towards warmer colours on the spectrum. When you add warmer hues, you're automatically creating a warmer atmosphere. So 3/4 of the job is done for you. So you go tick, like toffees and pinks and really beautiful brownie greens, all done for you when you go for the warmer colours on the spectrum as opposed to going for cooler colours. Then lighting, game changing. Lighting, texture, adding a little bit of pattern is so key. And then just thinking about the 5-minute faceless of the decorating world, kind of pepper a space with personality, adding circles, adding pattern, really restraining the colour palette. Am I scaring you because I'm going on and on and on? All game changing, but really colour and lighting and texture and pattern, game changing. Funny enough, I just filmed this morning about dark bathrooms and white towels. Never. Dark bathrooms, dark towels. Light bathrooms, light towels. You never really want the towels to pop because they're not cool enough for them to pop. You want other things in the room to do that. So, good question. I have the Hover and Sierra pendants to go in a southwest facing bedroom. What colour do you suggest for the walls? Oh, they're really beautiful. Well, I don't know how daring you want to go. You could go Java. If you're near the shop, our store in Islington. We've painted the walls in Java. Lovely with the Sierra and the woven. Really, really beautiful. You might not want to go Java. This is also beautiful, Rocky Desert. You might want to go a little bit lighter if we're staying pinks. This is, why can't I read this, Graham? Sandstone shadow. That's really, really beautiful. You might want to go a really, I'm dropping them on the floor, a really soft brown, flaxen yarn. That's also really beautiful with the wovens. Beautiful. So many beautiful things. I have a similar bed colour to your Sharon Mink, but stuck on wall colour. Would your flaxen yarn? Yes, flaxen yarn would look beautiful. Also, because they're really beautiful classic colours, if you could introduce some toffees and then, you know, a little bit of warm. Can you see how that looks? Let me turn this off. See how that looks really beautiful? Really beautiful. Any kind of greens, little edgy bits of black would also look really nice. Do you have a TV? And how do you make it not ugly? I'll show you my TV. It's an art TV, but I don't really like it, so I never turn the art on. It's the biggest trick with a TV is to paint the colour out behind it. So this is our TV, and this is the colour above it, painting above it and things under it, so it just goes away. Paint your wall out a dark hue. Doesn't matter, doesn't have to be black, can be brown, can be dark blue, dark green, and that whole TV will go away and you won't even think about it. I have one of your portable lamps on order. Oh, you'll love them. They're so beautiful. What brand of coffee do I drink? I'm obsessed with only one brand of coffee, which is single estate coffee, which makes me sound like a complete nerd because I also use single estate milk. So because I'm a coffee obsessive and a nerd, my milk doesn't mix herds. I get it from Ivy House. It's organic. It's amazing. Monmouth use it. It's amazing. You can literally taste when the cows go out and eat grass from being in over winter. To Coleman coffee, which is Brazilian and also single estate and incredibly beautiful. And you get Coleman coffee online. And you can also get Ivy House milk online. We get it from, well, we go to Borough and get it from Neal's Yard, but we also get it from Farm Direct. Which deliver our milk every single week. Once you've had it, no going back. So many people after my design class is like, where's your coffee? And I'm like, it's not just the coffee. It is the coffee, which is phenomenal, but it's also that milk, which is phenomenal. This is exactly what I needed today. I'm painting woodwork and your colour drenched talk has lifted my spirits. Decorate yourself. Do it. Honestly, I promise you. I promise you. Have you any tips for boys' bedrooms aged 4? Oh, I think the thing is you want to make them fun, right? So choose a colour that you think they'll love. Green's a lovely uplifting colour. Something kind of really uplifting would be really beautiful. Blues are really lovely. I think the thing with kids' bedrooms is don't get too hung up on, oh, it's got to look uber stylish. You just want it to be a space where they feel really happy in. So if you use a little bit of pattern on pieces, a little bit of texture, and a really lovely colour that they love, I would go like a grounding colour or even a warming colour, like a plastery colour, would look really beautiful. Love robins in the garden. I know, and they've moved in. And now I've got another family to worry about. Robins love mealworms, you can buy them. Yes, I will. And it's very sweet seeing them. I mean, I'm like, if I haven't begun my day seeing them, I'm like, are they okay? How's the bird family? What are they doing? It's terrible. It's becoming a bit obsession. Nests have lice. Who cares? You know, wildlife has lice. Who cares? We need it. It's important. Birds are really important to all of our well-beings. You can't really worry about that too much. I think otherwise everything gets sanitized and it's not a good world to live in. So I really wouldn't care about that. Well, sad not to see you Interior Design Masters. I know I've quit Interior Design Masters. I hate to say I've pulled out just because life is too busy for us right now. And it's only getting busier. And I just had to kind of decide on the things I wanted to do rather than just saying, sometimes with a business, it's really hard because you are really grateful for opportunities. I'd done it for 5 years from the beginning, first episode, and I was really grateful and I love the team. But I think with the American move, things have just gotten so much busier. You know, my days start at 5 and they finish at like 6:37. They're long. And I think when you get to the point where you just don't, like, you become a bit grumpy with things, it was the time to, you know, like, I have to check myself because we have a lot of incredible opportunities, and I don't want to be like, oh, I've got to go on a train to go and, like, it's just the time to like stop. So I just have, like, this year was really determined to not say yes to things that I felt I should do, and from a more personal perspective, not do them. So it's an amazing show and I loved it. Oh, sunflower seeds not too big for robins. Well, I read it. I Googled it because they were on the Mimosa last night, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they'd like a little takeout for Saturday night. And it said that they love sunflower seeds. Oh, how funny. Graham has just ordered more Coleman coffee because it's just come up in my feed that it's on order. Sorry for all the questions. I'm struggling with my kitchen. I have a small wall with a TV on, seating area, but don't know what to put below it. Do you have any ideas? I love the rest of the room. You have a small wall with a TV on and seating area. You don't know what to put below the TV. You could put a shelf below the TV. You could put a little unit below the TV with some botanicals on. Whenever there's a TV on the wall, you kind of want to not just have that TV being the only thing on the wall. So you could have art above, below it, to the side of it. You could have a table underneath it. You just kind of want to distract from the actual TV. Mealworms work well for robins. I've got them eating out of my hand. Sweet. Graham's like, oh God. Strange or okay to do half-height panelling on walls but wallpaper above, only on 2? You could, I wouldn't, but you could. I would kind of take the colour from the panelling. Look, it's so personal. For me, you're chopping that wall in half too much, so I wouldn't personally do it. I would have the same colour on the panelling as the walls, and if you're not painting the panelling and the panelling is a certain colour of wood, I would try and emulate it on the walls. That's just personal. Love robins in the garden. They don't like seeds due to their beaks. They like mealworms. Okay, mealworms, ordering mealworms. National Trust sell a gourmet robin food mix. Really? National Trust sell a gourmet robin food mix? Quick!
You're going to be eating better than me.
Get on it, Graham. Graham said they're going to be eating better than him, which is very rude. Oh, our little bird family will love that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I can do mealworms and I'll keep you updated. And we can see them going into their nest, and they're so sweet, and they always sort of sit on the branch and look at us, and I'm wondering what they're thinking as they peer in. Dining chair ideas when you have small kids. Oh, can you wait a few weeks? Got some really amazing dining chairs coming in. And anything that you can wipe down isn't hard wearing and quite curvaceous. Any advice for a student who wants to get into interior design? Once I graduate uni next year, we have graphics degree, but always loved interiors. Currently, I think if you can intern anywhere, I know interning is really difficult, but if you can, possibly for the shortest amount of time. The hardest thing, I mean, I didn't go in it in quite a conventional way because I moved countries to then go in it, so it was a bit easier. But the biggest way is getting experience and getting people to accept you. And if you can't intern, and I understand why, because it's not an easy thing, because obviously money is like nothing or virtually nothing, is just keep not giving up, constantly sending letters to people and constantly having as much as you possibly can, not feeling this is never going anywhere. And even if you have to take another job to go in a roundabout way to get that job, like lots of people I know went into interior styling because you have to create room sets in a day and then take them down again, or in a week and take them down again. It's quite an easy way to go into styling. So then you would go along with an interior stylist on the weekend if you then had another job. You know, there's lots of different ways that you can try and get in. Your home is beautiful. Could sit there and drink tea all day. Oh, thank you. What do you suggest to do in the hallway entrance? I've got 2 children. I think the thing with the hallway, because they're generally quite narrow, is we want to add a bit of a va-va-vum. So if you can, any kind of pendant, you don't even have to light it, coming down from the ceiling will add a bit of grandeur. It could be a lovely linen pendant, it could be something a little bit bigger. If you have got space to have a shelf, even a skinny shelf, propping some artwork on the walls will make such a difference, or putting artwork on the walls will also make such a difference. And if you have space to add a little candle, a little portable, even better. But use your walls, basically. Put art, put mirrors on there. Just remember, if you're hanging a mirror, you've got to reflect something back from the opposing wall. Otherwise, reflecting back a painting wall, there's no point having the mirror, if that makes sense. Love the Yak app, been using it for a few years, having developed Histamine intolerance after good old menopause. Oh, really? Yeah, I know. Have you got any recipes for salsa sauce? I'm trying to get away from the pre-made. I haven't actually, but have a look at Riverford. They've got such good recipes, Riverford. I found the same with harissa. I use it in lots of recipes. I figure it's only a tiny percentage. I know. You can make harissa, but it feels like a bit of a faff.
I found something which is good, not excellent, but good.
What's it called?
It's actually from Morrison's.
Morrison's?
Yes. Spices Bunch.
No, I'm going to make it. I can't go to
Or Lidl is the second best.
Or Lidl, no. I can't go into supermarkets. I don't know if you know this about me, but I can't. It sounds like I'm mad, but I can't. I never go into supermarket. It affects me too much. It depresses me. It affects me. Just everything has to come here, or I can go into like, I don't know, Planet Organic, where it's a bit nicer, but actually I'm not going around Lidl. Thank you, honey. Nervous about wall colours, although I could actually obviously online it. Nervous about wall colours in Australia as the light is different. The light is strong in Australia, so you have really incredible soft, strong light. But you can use, think mid-tones, really beautiful mid-tones, like really burnt toffees and caramels will look amazing with your light, amazing. I think the thing is, there's this misnomer, people tend to think, hot countries white walls, hot countries light walls, and that is quite a harsh contrast. But if you went a little stop down and had lovely soft toffees or little soft pinks, it would look so amazing. Would love to know where you got the windows. Crittal, Crittal. Greetings from the UK. If you have a room you don't like going in, what's the first thing to do? It's so small I don't know where to position things or find furniture that will look right. I did have that. I had it upstairs in my studio, and I had it for maybe 10 years, and I would just never kind of hang out in it. I would just walk past it, and it was getting me more and more depressed, this room, because I just thought, like, this is a 4-story house, but I want to kind of utilize all the rooms as much as you can. So the biggest thing that you can try and work out, if you possibly can, is the paint color. If you can figure out a lovely warm paint color that makes you want to spend time in there, that would be lovely. And I, with mine, was like, okay, I'm not going to sit in this room. What am I going to use this room for? I'm not going to have it as a bedroom, another bedroom. Number one, because I don't want people to stay other than my family. Number two, I know that sounds awful, doesn't it? Number two, we get up so early and won't go into all my little weird quirks. Number two, I can't have it as a spare bedroom. I'm not going to use it as a place to watch TV because I work up there and coming down feels like I've switched off. So I decided to make it into sort of like a little library. And I think the biggest thing you can do with small rooms is not put a lot in it. So a lovely colour on the walls, a lovely chair where you could read, listen to a podcast, look at a magazine, read a book, a little bit of art on the walls, a small little coffee table and some nice lighting, and it just feels so nice. Or you could turn it into like a workout area, but it really starts with having a lovely colour. Blank sheet wall colour for Reno project to make it clean whilst we live with it and work out light and how we use the space, Victorian property. So difficult to know whether you want to go light or dark, right? It's really, I would say everybody, because this has really stood me in good stead, should slightly go out of their comfort zone when they choose colours. So for example, if you are very light, I would encourage you to go out of your comfort zone and go just a smidge darker. Just a smidge darker. If you're quite mid-tone, go a little bit darker. It's such a game changer when we push ourselves, right? And sometimes you push yourself and things go wrong. That's happened in my business a million times, and it's happened in this house a million times. I've painted rooms in a colour that really, really didn't work. And I generally paint a fire breast or a wall that gets a lot of light first. And if it doesn't work, I don't then carry it around. In years past I have. But then I know it's wrong and I stop. So I would say the more that you can come out of your comfort zone, the more you'll learn and grow as a person. And if I hadn't come out of my comfort zone, my business wouldn't be where it is to this day, and my house wouldn't look like it does to this day. And lots of things have gone wrong in order to get me to this point, but every time something's gone wrong, I've really learned from it and grown from it. So I would encourage you. Suggestions for bed covers, finding it tough finding a cover with texture. One in production. Give us 8 weeks. Scared about buying a rug with colour patterns in case it clashes with artwork and furniture in a renovated house. I think if you go for something that's incredibly, you know, like it's not a bold colour, if it's quite neutral, it will look really beautiful. Like, let me just show you up here. So, you know, we're talking about a room that I never use. I've just kind of revamped. Oh, now I'm going to get told off by marketing because I'm sneak peeking a room before I've done a video on it. All right, don't tell anyone. And it's a Sunday, so I know they won't be watching. But I'm really... Oh, look at the mess of our hall. And what is it, Wizzy? These are things that I'm just trying out. This is one of our new little lamps. Oh, what is it, Wizzy? Oh, it's a little tummy. We're going to have a little tummy. Thinking you. Sorry. Right, back with you. So this is a room that I didn't like and now I really love. I will get told off for this sneak peeking. I can see it now. And so it just feels like I want to spend the longest time in it now because here's my rug. So it's super shaggy. It's the Pasha. And because it's neutral, it sort of works with anything. Here's the other side. And then, oh God, I'm going to get in real trouble, but I'm just going to carry on. These lamps are coming in. Tuk, 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 tuk. Tuk, 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 tuk. Isn't that sweet? Anyway, so now I spend a lot of time in this room, and it's east facing, so in the morning the light floods in and Works and I fight each other for that chair. So don't worry about rugs. So I've got this brown rug here in this room and it's just browny and the walls are black, so it looks really beautiful, and these rugs just really make this space. See how beautiful it is? What's your favourite summer faux flower suggestion? Oh, that's a real hard one, you know. I've got, let me go back up here. I've got quite a few sedges in right now. Oh, God, no. Sedges, love. Look, sedges. But uke. I need to get more of this for my house. I need it. It better not sell out, actually. And I've put it over here as well in my office. Look. It's so lovely. It's like a deserty warm colour. So you know when you're... Oh, and these. Look at these. I'm not coming back to you. Sorry, no doggy voice going on. Let's just take my glasses off because I don't want to fall down the stairs. Oh, look at Graham's messy desk. So we've got a hammer on our desk. What are you planning on hammering, honey?
You.
We've got... Look at this. Oh, this messy desk, honestly. So that's my summer faux, the uke. So bloody gorgeous. Also, I don't know if we've sold out of this. Gypsophilia. So beautiful. Really summery colours. Right. Hello from Canada, watching from my caravan in the countryside. Oh, I want to be in a caravan in the countryside. I'm really jealous. Do you have a colour you hate? Most of your colours are muted grey shades. None of my colours are really grey. I'm not really a grey fan. Browns and pinks and greens are and caramels and toffees and calicos are my colours. I'm not really a steely grey or even a light grey type person. I think you were Trini, you look alike. Oh, I wish I looked like Trini. She's so beautiful. I have a pigeon that has nested in one of my trees. Oh, sweet. Is it a wood pigeon? Sweet. I have housemates lodging for the summer. They're fabulous. Nice. What's your favourite wellbeing practice that helps you as a busy entrepreneur? Fasting. Changed my life, changed my weight, lost over 2 stone, don't get on the scales anymore, have more energy, have no energy crashes, between the last meal that I eat in the evening to the first meal I eat the next day, I leave between 16 and 18 hours. 16 to 17 really. 18 is really hard for me. I don't know why that extra hour. I'm like, it's time. And it's not because I'm hungry, it's because I want a coffee with milk. So when you fast, it's called intermittent fasting and tons of podcasts on it. Gin Stevens is a huge player in the field. Zoe have done things on it, but you're not allowed, otherwise you're not fasting, so there's no point doing it, in having anything to drink in that fasting period other than water or black coffee. You can't have flavored teas. I don't even know if you can have tea. I don't think you can. You can have nothing with milk in it. So, but it is game changing. And what happens is your body starts eating all the cells in order to just, regenerate. And it gets rid of a lot of nasty cells and gives you so much more energy. And then the theory goes, although I haven't kind of done this quite as much as other people, when you open your window and you start eating again, you can literally eat virtually anything. I mean, I'm not talking about 20 cream cakes, but you never have to think about what you're eating. I have reduced quite a lot of the carbs, but I've got so much more energy and I feel so much, it's really changed my life. Honestly, I can't really tell you enough about it. It's really changed my life. Any tips for a rug choice with dark green walls and ceilings and a cream carpet and a cream sofa? Have a look at the Shaggies, Pasha and Poon. Have a look at Poon. Cream over cream with a bit of texture. Beautiful. Beautiful hair, thank you. Can you advise the best way to train as an interior designer aside from college, uni? I would really encourage you to do a college course, even if it's remote, like KLC. Because you need to have the knowledge. When you're taking money from people and designing their houses, you've got to get the basic education in order to do that. And yes, you can go and intern at interior design practice, but if you haven't got any kind of education behind you, it's not really going to work. So at KLC, you can do really small courses to degree level. So you could see, and you can do it remotely. You don't have to go to London. So I would have a look at that first and see if you can do a course, because you have to know the knowledge. You have to know the rules in order to break the rules. Yes, I break the rules all the time, but I know the rules. If you don't know the rules and you're taking people's money, you'll never get enough good clients, because you'll never get recommended enough, because you won't be doing a good enough job. So you've got to put the effort in to do it. And then if you want real inspiration, have a look at BBC Maestro, that do all of these masterclasses from experts in the field, and Kelly Wursler has done one. She's a really incredible interior designer, and I can't remember how much it is. It's like 80 quid, I think, to join and get all of these incredible podcasts from real leaders in their fields, and she'll take you through a lot of her processing and hopefully inspire you to learn and you don't have to go to college to do a degree, but you should have a lot of knowledge before you take people's money. Otherwise, it's just not right. You won't do a good enough job, you'll be sued, and God knows what else. We have a family of robins, blue tits, so sweet, and you're wonderful seeing them being fed by their parents. Oh, I haven't seen them being fed by their parents. So sweet. I am an upholsterer. Where would you advise fabric trends are going? Ignore trends. I would really not get involved in what's hot and what's not. I've never listened to trends in 500 years. I listen to trends if I like them and then go, yeah, all right, like that. But I don't ever go, well, it's colour of the year, so it must be mocha, or whatever the colour of the year is, or it must be this, or it must be that. For me, in fabrics, it's always about texture. So teddy and boucle and velvet and corduroy, fabrics with texture that aren't super flat will always elevate any furniture pieces you see. But I'm never, ever, ever swayed by trends. Your house looks beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I feed my little robin suet pellets and mealworms. I dried them, soak them first, as a young needs soft food. Oh, that's really sweet. I love my little robin and call her Robina. I'm obsessed. Sweet. Actually, having robins and the way your garden's planted, there's probably enough natural food for them. I know, but I wanted them to have like a special takeout as a little treat. I think there's enough food. The thing is, we used to feed birds. We did. And then we got a lot of mice. And so I've been not bird feeding for quite a few years. But then I just thought, if I could bring it in and bring it out for the robin family, or they could have weekend specials, so they wouldn't have to go, they might want to stay home with the kids in the nest and not have to go flying around finding them food. That might be quite nice for them. That's what I was kind of thinking. But if I leave it out all the time, then I'm terrified all the mice will come back. That's my fear. Because once, this is the most horrendous story, and Graham didn't believe me, we had this, I was upstairs, the back door was open, this was ages ago, I came down the stairs and there was this overweight, massive rat slowly climbing up the stairs. of which I screamed my head off.
Rather than stopping that.
I literally screamed my head off. The rat plodded into the bathroom. Graham wasn't here. Called Graham, screaming, there's a rat in the bathroom. It's climbed up the stairs. Graham's like, don't be stupid. There's no rat. Did not believe me. It's like, there's no rat in the bathroom. Turns out, obviously, the rat was in the bathroom and had to call a rat catcher. And the rat catcher had thought it had maybe been poisoned or it was sick or whatever, which is why it wasn't like scampering away. It was just slowly plodding upwards, honestly. That's why I can't feed the birds and then have the doors open. Game changer for balconies. Nice. Always mealworms, great for blackbirds and robins. Oh, that's so nice. Have drenched my hall, stairs and landing. What colour would you suggest for a runner? Same colour. Oh, you mean a runner as in stair runner. Have drenched my... I don't know what colour you've drenched your stairs in. Roger Oates is really good for runners, by the way. Black. Oh, so you could go black with a bit of pattern. I've got black Roger Oates on my stairs. Or you could go cream. No, actually don't go cream on stairs. There's too much foot traffic. Or you could go like a lovely toffee colour. Thanks so much for actually answering questions and taking the time to do it. Really appreciate that. You're so welcome. In marketing, do you work with influencer or other channels? We have a whole marketing team in-house and we also have a marketing agency. So they handle all the marketing, all the Google marketing, all the adverts, advertising on Spotify, advertising here, there and everywhere, great big marketing strategy, influencers a little bit, but not so much. But yeah, that's all kind of run by a big team of people. Riverford are great, I know. Re-interning my daughter, doing it now unpaid in hospitality and save up so you can afford to live while I intern. I know, it's so hard getting in. Need advice, please, for painting my solid wooden kitchen with your new range paints be suitable. Do they need an undercoat? What paint finish do you recommend? Always eggshell, always eggshell. You can prime it. I never do. I never do. I just go straight over it. So you can prime it, but I would go straight over it with eggshell. Amazing. Hate the colour of our couch, but can't afford a new one. Any tips? Well, could you get a lovely throw to go over it? And then add some cushions. And then that will kind of dial down the amount of colour that you see. So here, you see the whole colour. But if you put a throw over the end of it, it was quite big, you could literally take that colour down. Good morning from the Cotswolds. Beautiful room. Thank you. Love the reorganisation. Thank you. Gorgeous room. Thank you. Those windows are incredible. Thank you. Love those baby butt lamps. Thank you. What's the colour in there, please? That's Old Crosby. Because we've got so much left over. Because we shoot here a lot. The walls get knackered and... I don't know what's quite close to Crosby. Actually, I can tell you what's quite close to Crosby. Canyon Valley. So it's got, when you turn it, it's got more pinky undertones and lilac-y undertones, but it's a very soft, soothing colour, really soft, soothing colour. Canyon Valley is not the colour I painted that's Old Crosby, but Canyon Valley is quite similar. That green puff, I know that's really old. Love the large chair. I know, that's called the Alma. Love your new room. What's the colour? Old Crosby, but Canyon Valley is quite similar. So it's got real warmth and depth to it and looks beautiful with creams. I think one thing that I learned, over the years is when you go quite dark in a room, sounds really odd this, you don't want all of the furnishings to also be really dark. You want them to kind of pop out. So when you use lighter furnishings in a dark room, it's kind of game changing. Just as if you have a light room and you use darker furnishings, it feels really grounding. So you kind of want to do the opposite. Love the uke. Thank you. Me too. Messy desk is a creative mind. Yes, but hammers and great big winches.
I'm very creative.
Graham isn't creative, unfortunately.
So creative.
Graham has many skills, of which I can't think of them, but there are many. many skills, but creative is definitely not one of them. Will you do outside decor? Working on that right now. Working on it. I have steely grey large sofa in a living room. Add in warmy colours. Pinkies, toffees, it will really help your silly grey. We have wood pigeons, oh nice, in the hedges. Are you going to the south of France this year? I can't go anywhere because Monkey will not get in a car. So about 3 weeks ago, we thought we'd have to put him down because we went to my parents who are about an hour and 20 from here and he had an absolute breakdown in the car. Absolute breakdown. It was awful. It was like flinging himself to get out of the car. And that then led to him collapsing at theirs. And then for a week after that day, he collapsed. He just went weird at certain points of the day, generally in the evening. And the vet thought he got himself in a state because he was so dehydrated that it was causing him to like stagger around really drunk. The whole thing was terrible. So now we can only go, and it's so hard right now with Mungo because he's an older dog. He can go to Borough, which is 20 minutes. If you start going much longer than half an hour, he's impossible. It's like he's possessed, and it's really horrible to see, and it causes him a lot of anxiety. So we've really restricted where we're going, which sounds doable, but now we're actually in it, of the restrictions. It's really hard. So we can't really go very far, and it's causing, we can't have a holiday, I can't leave him. It's really hard. It's really hard living with Monkey. And obviously we love him. So it's just really restricted everything right now. Everything is kind of very small. We're very small circles at the moment with him because I don't know, the vet said it might be because his peripheral vision is going a bit and his hearing's going a bit, and being in a car makes him so anxious. We gave him medication that was awful. He had severe reaction to it and then literally collapsed. So no holidays planned right now, I'm afraid. I was thinking about painting the kitchen ceiling the same colour as my wall, sage green, for months now. Now listening to you, I grabbed a roll. I'm doing it. Oh my God, that's amazing. Please tell us how you're doing. Please. Have a large steely grey sofa in the living room. Hate grey now. How can I make the room warmer and minimise the grey? Don't worry too much about the grey. Just think, right, you have the grey. You've recognised it. It's a cool colour. You're going to warm it up. You could paint the wall behind it in a lovely warm colour. Caramelly, toffee-y, pinky would be beautiful. You could add warmer colours like toffees and caramels and pinks to your sofa, and that would totally help. And you could put a rug in front of it with a warmer hue. Even if you've got carpet, you can put a rug over carpet. Softness over softness always works, and that could also look super beautiful. You can have herb teas or teas without milk. Okay, thank you. Oh yes, fasting is great. Same with my baby weight. Fasting is great. Fasting is great. And the energy is incredible. It's really, honestly, and it feels quite hard when you first do it because you're like 17 hours from when I last ate. But it really is incredible. It really is. I don't ever follow trends. What is annoying? You like something, then it becomes trendy. I know, but the thing with trends is they're transitional. It's in, it's out, it's in, it's out. People are always asking the press what happens when dark colours go out because they're in at the moment. I'm like, but I've had dark colours for 15 years. And light colours are in. Minimalism was in. Maximalism is now in. I mean, it just circles. Just ignore it. It's your home. You have to live in it. And don't care what your neighbours think. I have a battleship grey kitchen, cabinets and dark countertops. I painted the walls white, but they have an undertone of green that looks awful. I think that's because all your colours are really super on the cool side, so it doesn't give you quite so much warm atmosphere as if they're darker. So what you could do, depending on how much you want to do it, forget your dark countertops because they're grounding and fine. You could change your kitchen cabinets by simply painting over them with something like Summer Earth, because it's such a nice colour and it will really help you. And then after that, you could even change your wall colour to Summer Earth, because if you just look at my kitchen now, right, this is Pickle, which is really similar to Summer Earth, dark splashback, and it's so warming. So I would have a look at a really warm colour. That's what I would do. Hate my cool blue. Can't afford a new one. Any tips? Totally think about throws. So with blue's a lovely colour, putting like a caramelly throw over it will look beautiful, or a pinky throw will look beautiful. And then you'll just you don't have to cover the whole throw, you just cover a corner of the throw. It's like the pizza rat. So a pizza rat in New York. Oh my God. That rat situation was so bad, honestly. So bad. Slowly up the stairs, and even when I screamed, it didn't even move faster. I go inundated with rats. So I have to put a bird feeder up, just plant up with birds in mind. I know, that's the trouble. I just don't want to feed them too much. You had birds and then had a fox come. I missed it. How did the fat rat sitch happen? We were buying a flat with a garden in the Regency House. It's because I was feeding the birds, which are encouraging rats to come into the garden. This rat they think had maybe been half poisoned or was sick, and so it had come in, and rather than scampering like they always do, it slowly climbed the stairs, and then I screamed and it ducked into the bathroom, and then it went behind the bath and no one could get it out, and then the rat catcher had to come. But feeding birds doesn't help. I mean, generally they won't want to come in. This one I think was a bit sick, but if you feed birds, you'll get a lot more. It's okay. Honey, where are you going? Monkey wants his food.
I'm putting my tools away.
Brazilian coffee that you like, Coleman coffee. I love your face when Morris is mentioned. It's just because the supermarkets are so depressing, but I do have a weird supermarket thing. Like, I can't go into supermarkets. They really affect me mentally because the light. Why can't I design a supermarket? Like, I would honestly, if some supermarket will let me design one as an experiment, like a Heston Blumenthal for Little Chef, please contact me, because then we'd all spend time in there and absolutely love it. The lighting is awful, the colours are awful. Why can't supermarkets just be nice places to hang out in? Then we would all go and spend even longer in there and probably end up spending more money. Mission to you, supermarkets. You need to get someone cool to come in, and even if you trial one, just to make it feel not as boring as a supermarket looks. Because we're coming to you and we're spending time in it, and you should give us a little bit back and make it pleasurable enough not to just zoom in, zoom out, think, oh my God, where are the meds? This is so terrible. The lighting's awful. Everything looks awful. I just want to get in and be there and linger longer and spend longer there and think about meal planning and make it a really nice place to hang out. Mission, please. No one's going to contact me. No one is going to contact me, but you know what? They really should. Because why do we always have to have supermarkets that are so miserable? It's not right. We have a small attic with a sloping ceiling. We don't know what to do with it. We work darker shade might. Darker shades won't make it feel smaller, because if you paint everything dark colours recede and make rooms feel bigger, and small colours advance and make small rooms and attics feel smaller because you're seeing all the edges. So see, with my dark bit wall back here, you can't quite see where the wall ends, so it makes it feel bigger. So do it dark, it will be life-changing. And warm. Love your house. Ideas on a winter room. Tall ceilings overlooking a pond and lake. Oh my God, that sounds nice. Using earth tones for house, wallpaper, paint, curtain. I would go really earthy colours, like lovely. I keep going on about toffees and pinks, but they're such a... And rocky desert. My God, that's such a beautiful colour. And summer earth and Java, and then adding in some really... Thinking about rounds, like a round coffee table or an oval coffee table will make such a big difference and look super beautiful. Really snuggly chairs. Gosh, we've gone over 12, so I'll speed it up. I have a light grey kitchen. I'm trying to blend dining area, which is just a sofa. I'm lost on the choice of colour as the grey is cold. I love your advice. You have a light grey kitchen. It depends if you want to change your kitchen or keep your light grey colour. If you want to keep your light grey colour, then in your dining area, I'd try and go a lot warmer with your decorating decisions, like the toffees and the pinks that I was talking about, and the browns and the browny greens, which will really blend. And then you can add some of those accessory colours into your kitchen. Does that make sense? What colour paint is your bedroom? Old AA paint, which we no longer sell, called hemp, but very similar to... It's a cross between weathered linen, which is a really soft colour, and this one, which is a bit darker, flax and yarn. It's a cross between those two. In the room, no, the hairy lamp, unfortunately not. I'm not selling it. I saw this morning that someone used a spray to paint the walls. What do you think about this? I've always used a brush. I always use a brush or a roller also. Have you any advice on how to decorate a modern house with very bright rooms? Want to create an Abigail vibe. So do you mean bright rooms through daylight? You would just need to add atmosphere to your walls with a lovely warm colour, even though the room potentially has a lot of daylight. So the colour, and I keep going on about it, is the single most transformative thing that you can do to any room because it dictates the atmosphere. Before you have to worry about adding personality through accessories and soft furnishings, the colour is the biggest thing you can do. So go to the warmer side of the colour wheel, add texture, add pattern, add lighting, and it's nailed. Get Graham a tool belt. Yes. Think you've got this dark walls. Thank you for the dark walls and white furniture. You're so welcome. Graham is a chef. Have you got honey?
Yes, I'm doing.
But you didn't get out their bone broth.
No, it's still freezing.
So
we're now doing cooking with Graham, starting at 12:15. over on this channel.
Cooking with Graham. Oh my God, that'd be interesting. So the dogs now have Dalesford bone broth because it's helping Monkey hydrate and not get. It seems to have helped. Anyway, I'm shutting down too. Poor Monkey. I know it's awful, but you see, the thing is, in himself, he's well and his tail wags and he still goes on walks. So it's just a really awful thing to think. You know, I can't really end your life because you don't want to get in a car. At the same time, it's really hard. It's a really difficult sitch. It's really hard. But obviously I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that to him because he's quite all right at the moment. I mean, he's got a bit of dementia. He does a bit of pacing, but I'm kind of managing that. Have you ever tried lime wash paint? I have, years ago. Dear Monkey, poor little Monkey, I know. Can we bring the holiday vibe to you? Love Monkey, had lots of cuddles when I came for your workshop. Still have great memories of the course and meeting you, Graham, your lovely house. Oh, thank you. Warm up the sofa, beautiful warm Texas rose. Yes, will you be restocking the pine branches that are behind you? Can't remember if they're back in for autumn, winter. I'll find out. Same here with my 13-year-old dog, Lola. But yes, I don't know how long she'll be with me, so I want to have her. I know. As long as they're okay within themselves, right? The minute we sort of go downhill or the pacing turns into, you know, we had one manic episode where it's like, this is really beautiful colour. A Wasco olive, 13 hours, which hasn't been repeated, then obviously we'll have to make decisions. But right now he seems really contented, and yeah, it's really hard. It's hard on us. It's hard on us, but it's also not something that we can do to him until we go down the phase, which probably will happen quite soon. Poor Monkey, can you use the paint over gloss kitchen? Can you paint? You might have to just sand them lightly. We have a naughty chihuahua which restricts us going away. I blame my... Really? Can you recommend any plants that serve birds well? Gosh, all birds love plants, you know? I've got jasmine, which they love, bay trees, which they love. I've got lilac, I've got Californian lilac, olive trees, they love ivy. Can you remind me which colour is similar to Crosby? Not as browny. Raku clay. Actually, no, Raku clay isn't. Hold on. No, Raku clay isn't. Canyon Valley. Quite similar, but not exactly. Lighter. Love your house and style. It's like having a nice slow Sunday morning with nice people. Oh, thank you. Supermarket. I know, we need a supermarket, honestly. Would you cover a still... How would you cover a silver still coloured cooker splashback to add pattern? What material and product would you use? Then I have to add the bar. You know, there's lots of... Look at peel and stick. There's lots of kind of vinyl peel and sticks that you could potentially go over the backsplash with. I can't remember the companies that do it, but if you look at peel and stick vinyls, you could put that over it and it could look really beautiful. Did I miss the chat on the madness that is the US? Yes, there's a lot of madness going... Well... There's madness with our business in the US, and there's also madness going on in the US, let's be frank. But yes, I will save this live. My friend's dog has been dying for 18 months. They get house sitters for trips away. Oh, that's really sad. I can't leave Mungo with a house sitter. Mungo, we got him as a rescue, and he was given up 5 times, and he has anxiety separation from us. And he can't walk upstairs and has to be carried. And I've never done it anyway. I've never left him. He's never been alone in this house ever, even with the corner shop. Someone is always here, Graham or I. Or Rosie, who cleans for us and who he really loves for like 5 minutes. And in the last kind of bits of his life, I couldn't give him to anybody. I just couldn't. He's difficult. He paces a lot. He has to be laid down in a certain way to encourage him to sleep. I just couldn't do it, you know. I just don't feel... I wish I could. I wish I could. But I just can't. Have you found anything as beautiful as the... No, I haven't. As the Mars incense, no. I couldn't get a dog sitter because, unfortunately, with the dementia, he keeps getting himself stuck in weird corners. So you have to really be on it. And I just feel like... I don't know. I mean, I did say to Graham, I wish I could get a dog sitter just for like an hour or two and we go out to supper because it's quite hard. Your dog sitter worked for my friend. She could FaceTime. Yes, dog sitting worked for my friend. I know, it would just have to be, because he's just quite hard work, you know. The dog sitter is great, I know. I'm so with you on the supermarket thing. Hate them. I know. I lost my aged dog just before Christmas. Last 2 years were hard going. Yeah, we're in that now. We're into the hard going. It is really, it's hard. Thank you for empathising. Alcohol couple Bertie is 6 and we take him. Yeah, well, he's too difficult with Mungo. He won't go in a car. He's got dementia. He gets stuck in weird places. He's happy within himself as long as there's a routine. So changing people around him, and I never think you love a dog as much as someone else loves you. And, you know, 14 years old, I just need it to be us, I feel. And if it means that we can't do what we want to do for this last bit of him, I'll give that up to give him a better life. On that note... Cooking with Graham is a nice ring. Yeah, it would be very quick. Here's a packet, open it up, stir it around, shove it on a plate. Oh, we might not even shove it on a plate because you know what? That's a bit of hard work. We'll just eat it out of the saucepan or hold on the baking tray with a fork. Oh no, fork, that's a bit of hard work. Got to wash that up. Let's take our hands and shove it in. That's how it would go. Right, I'm off to finish off my carrot hummus and my seed bread toasted for a lunch. And I'll see you guys really soon. Thank you so much for being here, listening to me, hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. To Italy with us in the car, but we can't go via plane. I know, I can't even get him in the car now. Thank you for the live. I've used a very orangey sunny yellow on a bunk bed. It's quite bright. I'm good in the attic room. What linen colours? Oh, I would go like really sort of mushroomy. That would look really beautiful. Understand totally. We love our animals. We love your style. I'm looking at starting my own interior design company. Oh, how exciting. Thanks as ever. Thank you for today. Have a lovely advice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going. I will save it. I'm going. I'll see you next month. Bye. I mean, I will go when I can actually turn the phone off. Bye.